Hi guys, what is up? Tindo's Line 671 coming at you with a brand new ninja deck profile featured in the new set Darkwing Blast. Now, I can't speak too loud today because my family's sleeping, but I'll be more than happy to show you the second place ninja deck profile that matched the top of the locals when I took it to my tournament. It sounds repetitive, but yes. So as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and be a part of the notification squad. And without further ado, let's get straight into this. And given there weren't too many people in my locals that day, but nonetheless we topped and defeated formidable opponents. Well, managed to defeat them. They're still extremely tough, but for the new support we managed. So first off, for any ninja deck, just like Grandmaster of the Six Samurai, the center of the deck is Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. It's the Stratos of the deck. When normal summon, you search for ninjutsu card added to your hand. When special summon or flip summoned, you could add one ninja from your deck to your hand, except Hanzo. Very simple effect, very effective, and it is not once per turn at all. As many times as you could pull off normal or special summoning this dude, or flip summoning him, you could activate his effects numerous times. And yeah, pretty much the center of the deck. I would say like old school Six Samurai or Grandmaster is the heart. Nowadays the Six Samurais are more diverse, but it's worth mentioning. Then also we run 3 copies of Upstart Golden Ninja. I don't know if we could do it like Dark Arm Duelist today because of my small screen, but we could try. Yeah, I don't think we can. So yeah, just keep up as much as I can, or as much as you can, my friends. I'll take some time on the screen if anything. Okay, so 3 copies of Upstart Golden Ninja. I call this one Naruto Uzumaki because his ability is just like that in terms of Shadow Clone Jutsu. You can send one face-up track card from your hand to the graveyard. If you do, special summon one level 4 or lower ninja monster from your deck in face-up defense or face-down defense. And especially the newest support nowadays, it's always going to be live either when you summon your ninja face-up or face-down. And now, let's see. And thanks to this card, you can mainboard traps easily, and you don't have to worry about it being dead cards, because with ninjas, trap cards are never dead. Whether you can use them or not, they will help synergize the deck. That's the beautiful part about ninjas. So 3 copies of Upstart Golden Ninja. Next for the 3-ofs, we run, 3 copies of Mitsu the Insect Ninja. This is the new one, very much the Kizan, Legendary Six Samurai Kizan of the deck. If you control a ninja card or a face-down defense monster, you can special summon this card. And then basically, this monster is pretty much a Photon Lord, Galaxy Eyes, number 90, where she can negate a monster effect. The way she does is complicated though. You target one face-down monster you control as cost. You flip that monster face up, and then you flip this face down. And if it was a ninja you flip face up, you negate a monster effect, opponent's monster effect. You can only do this when the opponent activates a monster effect though. So let's say for example they try Nibiru you, and you have a face down monster and you have her. Just to show you really quick a demonstration, you can activate the effect. You flip this face up, then you flip this face down, and then since it was a ninja, you negate the Nibiru. So ninjas used to have a hard time with Nibiru guys, but now they pretty much have a answer to a degree. So yes, 3 copies of Mizan, that's the Bell Ninja, for Mitsu the Insect Ninja. Then for the next for the multiple copies, we still run 2 Twilight Ninja Joken. When you reveal a ninjutsu card, you can special summon this from your hand, And also when he's a pendulum skill, all of your ninjas have piercing damage, as well as he has piercing damage himself if you summon him as a monster. Most people run this at 1 or none, but I like running him at 2 still, at least at 2, because he's a free summon, and his ability to summon himself, special summon himself, if you reveal a ninjutsu card, is not once per turn. So he's pretty much Blue Eyes alternative, but unlike Blue Eyes alternative, you could keep on summoning him. So if you're locked out of like Herald of Perfection, you could summon this dude and then you could attack over it if he's strong enough. Yeah, and Drytrons are really powerful, by the way, guys. Still a formidable deck. One copy of Twilight Ninja Kagen for the 1-0s now. I like him as a skill because you can search him with his sword, and his pendulum skill allows a ninja to gain 1000 during until the end of the damage step. When you declare attack of one ninja, that's actually really useful. It could attack over so many things that could be problematic, like Vanity's Fiend, Majesty's Fiend, Vanity's Ruler. It's very useful actually. The monster effects, not much. You contribute this card to target one ninja and you control and gains 800 attack. But I guess if you want to pump up your Blade Armor Ninja to attack 2 times for 6,000, then yeah, why not? But mostly we use this as a pendulum skill, and if we want to use the second effect of Isolde, in which we run at least 1 copy. Sorry, there's an ad. Sorry, you have to see that. So yeah, 1 copy of Kagen. Next for the 1-0s, we run 1 copy of Kagero the Cannon Ninja. This one's an interesting one. When she's normal summon or special summon or flip face up, you can special summon 1 ninja from your hand or graveyard in face down defense position. This is especially useful, especially for setting up Mitsu or setting up your Mizan to special summon him. Fusion summon, that is. I think it's technically a special summon according to its text, but nonetheless you could tribute face down ninja monsters to summon your Mizan. So her second ability doesn't really come up too much. She says if exactly 1 ninja or exactly 1 face down monster defense mode you control is targeted for a card effect, you could negate that and then special summon this from your graveyard. Or no, it doesn't negate it, my apologies. It returns that targeted card to your hand, and then you special summon this card from your graveyard. Or it's the other way around. My apologies. You return the targeted card to your hand, then you special summon this. So if there's any effects that would affect ninjas on your field, you could save them basically. And this is a quick effect, so if the opponent tries to change your monster basically, your ninja monster basically, or your face down monster, you could save it by returning it to your hand and special summoning her. So she's very useful in that department. Next for the 1-0s, 1 copy of Yellow Ninja. Extremely formidable card because the fact that he's 1900, he's a 1 type for a certain strategy in this deck. When he's no more flip face up, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower ninja from your hand and face up attack or face down defense. You can only special summon ninjas for the rest of your turn after you use this effect from your extra deck. So this one's actually pretty good. Before his effect was limited, but now with the new release of Mizan, he's a little bit more flexible. I still play 1 copy of him. 1 is all you need in my opinion. 1 copy of Baku. He's pretty much a walking ninjutsu art of hidden village of the ninjutsu arts, in which if he is special summon or flip face up, you add 1 ninja or ninjutsu card from graveyard to your hand, and it's not like, and unlike Hidden Village, it doesn't like limit you to not playing it. You can actually use it that turn, which is interesting. And also if this card is added to your hand in any way, especially if Hanzo, you could special summon this, except by drawing it, of course, but Mainly if you search for Hanzo, you can search for this, and then it's a free summon. Very useful in so many departments. I think a plane is passing by. Sorry about the noise, guys. Wait for the airplane to pass by. Okay, I think we're good. One copy of Tabari the Sky Ninja. A lot of people run 2 or 3 of this, but for me, I prefer 1, because 1, I don't want to draw too many of this, whereas I could just use his ability to send this from your hand to the graveyard to special summon a ninja from your hand. I'd rather summon Hanzo than another copy of him, if you know what I mean. Also, he's a level 1, so I can't really do much of him except relinquish Anima. And I just feel that the deck's consistent enough where I could just search for him. Sure, I could summon a ninja from my hand and it's very crucial, but I just prefer to play 1. That's just me. So his other abilities include, you could fusion summon during the opponent's main phase or battle phase, quick effect to fusion into 1 ninja monster, which is going to be Mizan. This is going to properly fusion summon him, so this is actually pretty important, especially the opponent starts to pick off your board. You could fusion summon during the main phase or battle phase, bring out Mizan, surprise, and then the activate card effect, Mizan will special summon a ninja from your deck. We'll get to Mizan later though, he's an interesting one. So 1 copy of Tabari. He has another effect where he cannot be destroyed by battle card effect the turn he was special summon or flip face up. So this also helps to defend yourself, basically. So 1 copy of Mizan. Next for the 1-ofs, for the big ones, Twilight Ninja Getsuga the Shogun. I like this one still because you could use Tabari to special summon Hanzo, and then you could search for Getsuga, tribute Hanzo, tribute summon Hanzo to summon Getsuga the Shogun. You could do that. You could tribute 1 ninja as as a cost to tribute summon him instead of tribute summoning 2 monsters, which is actually really good and it comes up a lot. And yes, if the opponent domain locks you, this guy could get you out of it. Domain of the True Monarchs. So that's his first effect. The other effect is if this card is in top position, you can target 2 ninjas in your graveyard, except him, of course. Special summon them in defense mode. And if you do special summon, switch this guy to defense mode, and if you do special summon those monsters in any battle position. And you can only use this once per turn. I still like this because he's just really good. I like him a little bit better than Senior Silver Ninja. Don't get me wrong, I used to use that card a lot in certain ninja builds. But I'm still looking at how to incorporate that in here. But for now, I like Getsuga as well because he just summons 3 ninjas. You can't pass on that, especially if you summon 2 Hanzos and then double search. That's great. So 2 copies of Getsuga. 2 copies. 1 copy of Getsuga the Shogun. Next for the big ninjas, Black Dragon Ninja. I incorporate this because he's a free banisher. Cannot be special summoned except with the effect of a ninja monster or a ninjutsu card, so just remember that. You activate his banishing effect by sending 1 ninja or ninjutsu card from your hand or face up in the field to the graveyard, target 1 monster in the field, banish it. But if this leaves the field, you can special summon it as many monsters banished as possible. This used to be looked down on, but now with the effect of Mizan, you could summon this bust this off on your opponent and banish their Sprite Elf. And then even though they get rid of this, Sprite Elf is summoned in the main monster zone, and Sprite Elf can't use his abilities. So I think, yeah. I haven't played Sprite Elf before, although I have played against it. So Black Dragon Ninja. And then in contrast to Black Dragon Ninja, White Dragon Ninja. Her effect is simple. She cannot be special summoned except with a ninjutsu card effect, and spells and traps you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. It's a floodgate basically, so your field is indestructible. So if they chain Lightning Storm, you could chain ninjutsu or Dancing Leaves, special summoner from the deck, and then resolving backwards, the Lightning Storm fizzles because your spells and traps cannot be destroyed because it's a continuous effect. The more you know. Dun, 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 dun. Just kidding. One copy of Yellow Dragon Ninja, the other Dragon Ninja we play. A lot of people don't really play this one, but I like this one because it's a walking twin twisters basically. Just like Black Dragon Ninja, you could send one ninja from and one ninja's card, both of them from your hand or face up in the field to the graveyard. Target 2 spells and traps in the field, destroy them. This one cannot be special summoned as well except with a ninja or a ninjutsu card. So he's a 3000 beater. He's a win for a certain monster in here. And I just like him because Twin Twister during the opponent's turn, which is a quick effect, is actually pretty strong. You could destroy their field spells, you could destroy so many things with this. And he's 3000, so he's hard to get over. Only 15 defense, so if you summon out of Mizan, he's gonna be kind of easy to attack over, but as long as you're okay with the Twin Twister during the opponent's turn, then that's perfectly fine. So one copy of Yellow Dragon Ninja. Then for the Nun Ninjas, we run Dark Samorg. Just in time for Thanksgiving, just kidding. So while this card is face up in the field, it counts as a win attribute. You can banish one dark monster and one wind monster from your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. Vice versa, from your graveyard, you could special summon this from your graveyard by banishing one dark and one wind monster from your hand. And your opponent cannot set cards on the field at all. So there's a certain trap card you combo with this, and it's still pretty strong. Even without that trap card, this still is formidable against certain decks. I had a True Draco player scoop on me when I just summoned this one because they couldn't set their traps. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, and any heavy back row deck, this card just says, go ahead, try it. Yeah, so I like Dark Samorg. So one copy of Dark Samorg. Then next for the turkey lineup, Minx Valley Epic Savion. Level 7 win type as well for Dark Samorg, as I mentioned. When an effect is activated, you can select one face of Mist Valley in control, return that Mist Valley card to your hand, and then negate that effect's activation and destroy that card. So very simple effect and very useful. You use a Search Ninjutsu card to bust this out, as well as Samorg. Speaking of bust out, we also run one copy of Morphage Goliath. His effect is simple. Neither player can special summon monsters from the extra deck except Morphage monsters. So you don't really use him as a pendulum skill. You use another Ninja Star transformation card to bust this out basically, and it's very formidable. So one copy of Morphage Goliath. I think I'm going a little bit slow for you guys, so let me try to speed it up. So that'll be it for the monster lineup. Let's go into the traps. We run one copy of two copies of Ninja Star Notebook, our handy dandy notebook. So you can send a ninja from your hand to the graveyard, then set one ninjutsu card directly from your deck. This is the spell version of Shizo, only you pay that cost, but with how many ninjas you play in here that revolve around like ninjas in your graveyard and ninjutsu cards, this is actually pretty good and sets up a certain card. And you could set your alchemy and then you just draw 2 free cards. The other ninjutsu notebook card we run is Ninjutsu Notebook of Mystery. You can only activate this when your opponent controls cards. That's why I only run 2. This one says you could set up to 1 ninja and 1 ninjutsu card from your deck or your graveyard, and you could also set one of those cards each from your graveyard and deck, but you can only set one from each of those. So for example, you could set a ninja from your graveyard and a ninjutsu from your deck, or vice versa. Or if you don't have enough targets, you could just set a ninjutsu card or ninja monster from your deck. And this is actually really good as well. And if this is sent from the field to the graveyard, if the set card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one face of monster in the field, change it to face down defense mode. So this one's pretty good actually, and that set effect does come up every now and then. So Just keep that in mind. 2 copies of Notebook of Mystery. Armor Ninjutsu Art of Alchemy. Very simple effect. If you control Ninjutsu Art card, destroy all face of Ninjutsu cards you control and draw 2 cards. Very simple effect. 1 copy of Ninjutsu Art Tool, Iron Digger. This is the one that got me out of so many situations. You could equip this to a monster, it becomes a ninja, and it gains 500 attack. Its effect reads, you could target 1 card in the field, destroy it by banishing 1 ninja monster from your graveyard. This helps me break a lot of floodgates like Mystic Mind and Summon Limit, and it also helps me destroy problematic monsters on the field. And the best part is you can equip it to any monster on the field. So if you're top deck this, it's a good top deck because you could equip it to a monster and then you shoot it. Also, this is sent from the field to the graveyard. You could special summon, you target 1 of your banished ninjas and add to your hand or special summon in face down defense mode. So whatever you banish for this, you could get it back basically. And yes, you could also destroy itself. I read it carefully, which is really cool. I'm glad they didn't like nerf that in any way. Like you can only destroy an opponent's card. You can even shoot itself. So for the last of the ninjutsu spell cards, we run Hidden Village of the Ninjutsu Arts. If a ninja is summoned on the field in any way, you could target 1 ninja or ninjutsu card in a graveyard, add to your hand. But you cannot use the effects of that card for the rest of the turn, which is okay if you're just returning a ninjutsu trap card. So it's kind of the nerf version of Baku, but that's okay. We still use it for the second effect. If a ninja monster or ninjutsu card you control be destroyed by battle cards, opponent's card effect, you could banish 1 ninja from your graveyard instead. So this protects your White Dragon Ninja if they try to shoot her to get to your back row. You could banish a ninja or ninjutsu card to protect her as well. So this goes very well with White Dragon Ninja. And it's a ninjutsu card, so you could destroy it with alchemy if anything. 1 copy of Monster Reborn. We all know what this does by now. 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army. And search for a warrior for lower. Yes. 1 copy. So moving on to the traps. 1 copy of, drumroll please, Ninjutsu Art of Shadow Ceiling. So this one's the original Black Dragon Ninja. You tribute 1 ninja on the field to target 1 monster your opponent controls, banish that target. But unlike Black Dragon Ninja, whatever monster zone that monster was in, it cannot be used while this card is on the field. When this leaves on the field, like Black Dragon Ninja, this return the banished card to the same monster zone in the same battle position, but it doesn't special summon it, it just returns it. So the funny thing about this card is that if you banish a link monster in the extra deck zone, that extra deck zone cannot be used. So you just gotta occupy that other extra deck zone and you can lock the opponent off of link monsters. It's so useful against other extra deck monsters like tier limits, because you just banish them on the field, it doesn't go to the graveyard. And as long as you're good at protecting this and you have another ninja on the field to back that up, it's still a pretty good card. If not, I could just use this as fodder for Upstart Golden Ninja, and then you could just get it back later when you just really need it and the coast is clear. So Shadow Ceiling, 1 copy of the new one, Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves. You could activate this card by targeting 1 ninja you control or 1 face down defense monster on the field. Tribute it if you do special summon 1 ninja from your deck. This is really good because you could bust out your White Dragon Ninja for free, your Yellow Dragon Ninja, your Black Dragon Ninja. That's why we run the Dragon Ninjas. Yes, you can even summon Hanzo if you want, or Mitsu, or even what's his name? Obari, yeah. Or let me look at Tobari. Yeah, you can even summon Tobari to stall for time if you wanted to. Second effect is really important. When it leaves the field, you can send that monster to the graveyard. That's important too, but I'm referring to you could target 1 ninjutsu card, Ninjutsu Art, continuous spell trap you control. return to your hand. So you can even bounce this one if you need it, or your other ninjutsu cards as well. Then for the transformations, we run Ninjutsu Art of Super Transformation. This one summons the Goliath, or your Yellow Dragon Ninja, from your deck only though. By targeting one face of ninja you control and one face of monster the opponent controls, send them both to the graveyard. Before, this was kind of hard to pull off because of ranks and links, but now with more like fusion-based decks out there, this is actually very formidable and easy to activate now, because you could just, there's like so many level 4s that bust out those ranks and links anyway, so you could just send this one and Hanzo as, you could send Hanzo as their monster to the graveyard. You can even use this with Shizo, even though he's a link monster. As long as the opponent's monster is like level 8 or something, then you could bust out Yellow Dragon or Goliath. So one copy of Ninjutsu Art Transformation. And then the original Ninjutsu Art Transformation. If this card is tributed by you could tribute one face of ninja on the field as cost, so it could get around Dark Law. Special summon one beast, wing beast, or insect type monster from your hand or deck with whose level is equal to or less than the attributed monster plus 3, so that's important. You could summon Samorg, you could summon Avion by simply tributing a Hanzo. So use Hanzo to search for this, and then you flip it during the opponent's turn and bust out Samorg or your Avion. Oldest trick in the ninja book. Funny, they have a notebook. Then last for the traps, 3 copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance. Very excellent card. Both players must set spell cards before activating them, so it slows down a lot of plays just by itself. With Samorg, you slow them down even more. Basically, you lock them out of spells and traps. Because Samorg says you cannot set cards on the field, and this one says you can only activate your spells if you set them. So with both of them combined, you lock them out of the activating spells or traps. It's the Thanksgiving combo because of the turkey and the bowl of gravy. Just kidding. So I know it's been taking long, guys, so let me go and speed this up for you. Now for the extra deck, 2 copies of Mizan the Battle Ninja. This one you could special summon by sending 2 ninjas with different types to the graveyard. So remember that. This one, all your ninjas could attack directly. That's very dangerous, especially Blade Armor Ninja. You could have this dude attack twice and then attack with your rest of your ninjas directly. So even if the opponent has a full board, you could still go for game with this dude. And also, if the opponent activates a card effect during your, when the opponent activates a card effect in general, you could special summon 1 ninja from your deck face up defense or face down defense. So you could summon any of your dragon ninjas except a white dragon ninja, and you could even summon a ninja face down, because if you control a face down monster, this dude cannot be targeted for attacks, which is formidable. So 2 copies of this, 1 copy of Blade Armor Ninja. I still like him because you can make any ninja on your field attack twice by detaching 1 Exceed material this turn. You can make himself attack twice, you can make a big ninja attack twice, like your Yellow Dragon Ninja. That's why I love playing him. And yeah, and he's a 1-tap as well for certain reasons. And 1 copy of Abyss Dweller. We all know what this does by now. Detach 1 Exceed material, and cards and effects that activate in the opponent's graveyard cannot activate this turn. All of your water monsters gain 500 attack, and 500 attack, so that's actually important. And if he has water monsters and Exceed material, which is not really going to happen in this deck, it gains 500. All the water monsters gain 500 attack as well. So yeah, so 1 copy of Abyss Dweller, 1 copy of Baguska, number 41, just for certain solutions. So I think we all know what these cards do by now, guys, so let me go and save you some time and power through the extra deck. 1 copy of number 38, Hope Harbinger, Dragon Titanic Galaxy, because we have Yellow Dragon Ninja and Getsuga the Shogun to rank this guy, and then it's a generic spell negate and it protects your monsters. And the other effect we don't really worry about. So the other effect says if a Xyz monster is destroyed by battle or card effect, basically you could target one face Xyz monster you control, gains attack equal to one of those destroy monster's original attack. That rarely comes up, but I guess since we're running so many Xyz monsters, this comes up. So generic spell effect, but generic spell negate, but instead of destroying that spell upon negating the activation or effect, you just attach it to Xyz material. So Titanic, Zeus for obvious reasons, because we could attack with our Blade Armor Ninja. If it doesn't work, we could go into Zeus. Relinquish Anima, because we actually have a lot of level 1s in here and we have access to them. I was surprised I was able to summon this dude. They were able to stop the effect, but it's good to have the opponent flinch like that and try to bait out an effect. Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess, for more generic negates, because ninjas so far only have Mitsu as a negate. That's a good addition, but hopefully we get more like Omni negates for ninjas. That's all they need, really. One copy of Saryuja's Skull Dread. We summon so many ninjas in here, and if we so happen to draw the Avion or the Goliath, we could just bust out Saryuja and then summon him from the hand, because the super transformation doesn't work from if the Goliath or Yellow Dragon Ninjas or White Dragon Ninjas in our hand. Unfortunately, can't use this to summon the Dragon Ninjas, but this could at least summon the, what is it called? The Goliath and the Avion. The original transformation you can summon from the hand, but that's just in case. One copy of Nightmare Unicorn to spend stuff on the field. And then for the next edition, a new edition, Cross Sheep. Because now that we have Mizan, we could activate the effect where you could special summon one level 4 lower ninja, yes, or 1 4 lower monster from your graveyard, which is mostly going to be ninjas anyways, like your Hanzo. So if a monster is special summoned to a card the zone this card points to, you could trigger these effects as sequence, but we're mostly focusing on the fusion aspect of that effect. The other one you might run into is Xyz monsters. All monster your opponent controls loses 7 attack, but mainly they're going for the free special summon. One copy of Dark, because there's a lot of dark monsters, and you could just set up rank or link 3s. Very useful effect. Isolde tells the Noble Knights, because we have a lot of warriors in here. Not as many as before because of the new ninjas being different types, but this is still useful. And we still run the one equip card. I choose not to run the Infernal Noble Knights because that's not really what I'm going for, and I just like running pure ninjas. But I might invest in it later. I just don't have it right now. That's the only reason. One of the only main reasons why I'm not playing it. I'll add the Infernal Noble Knight pretty soon. Then last for the extra deck monsters, we run one copy of Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo, or Shizo. During the main phase, you could set one ninjutsu card, spell a trap directly from your deck. You can only use this effect once per turn, and if this card points to a monster with his link arrows, it cannot be targeted for attack, and the opponent cannot target it for card effects. So he's actually pretty formidable. If he points to a monster, he has that somewhat of a sprite elf effect for himself. So that'll be it for the extra deck monsters, guys. I'll go through the the side deck really quick for you because we're running short of time. I don't want to take too much of your time, so without further ado, we run 2 copies of Ash Blossom because of the branded stuff going around. You just wait for their branded fusion and then you spring it on them. 2 copies of Nibiru for obvious reasons because everyone's special summoning. If they don't have a monster negate for that, you pretty much break their board. It's breaking their board. Lightning Storm because you just want to Darth Sidious the opponent all the time. If you control an all face of cards, you could destroy their attack position monsters. You could destroy their spells and traps. Then 1 copy of Called by the Grave. A lot of people say should mainboard this, but I still like citing it because not all decks play hand traps, and not all decks have cards that revolve around graveyards. So For my personal preference, I prefer to side this, but thank you for the advice though. 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence for that Omni monster negate, and you can activate from the hand. It's the True Trap card. The true hand trap, basically, for that turn. 2 dimensional barriers, because Despia is running rampant, so is Tear Limits. And every now and then I run into a very formidable Exceed deck, like Exo Sisters. This helps against Drytrons, but you have to watch out for the other side of the deck, so they can still beat you. But as long as you have a field to back that up, then this is pretty good. 2 copies of Evenly Matched, because everyone's using this against me, I might as well use it as well. When I'm going first or second, and because it's ninjas, it's never a dead card. So 2 copies of Evenly Matched, and last but not least, 2 copies of Sullen Judgment for that generic negate by paying half your life points. So that'll be it for the ninja deck profile, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm sorry if I took long. I'm just making sure I go through the deck thoroughly for all of you to enjoy. And then my dual dragon token. So as always, thank you for watching, guys, and please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and be a part of the notification squad. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.